my love bugs. Hi, my beautiful universal geniuses. I know I've been gone for a while, but I've been taking the time to enjoy my human experience because I always feel the need to produce. And now I'm allowing myself to enjoy my life without producing, even though I'm still, doing things to make sure my life is progressing in all aspects. I still deserve a break. I can breathe and not feel guilty about it. And that's kind of what this video is about, actually. The power of choice. It is such a gift that we can choose how we want to feel, how we want to address a situation, how we want to perceive a situation. It is a gift that we don't have to be stuck in one way of thinking. And I feel like you should honor that gift more. I'm not saying you don't, but really take the time to honor that gift and utilize it. Our attitude affects so much in our life. How we feel about certain things and how we approach the day is going to shape the experiences that we get through that day. If you wake up, you're in a bad mood, you're going to be more likely to have bad experiences within that day because that's the energy you're putting out into the world. I'm not saying it's always going to be like that because sometimes you could be grumpy, you could be sad, and the universe grants you some gifts to make you feel better. Of course, because the universe loves us. But what I mean is, you can choose to have a better mindset about it so you are being attracted to better experiences, and better experiences are being attracted to you, if that makes sense, because you're magnetic, you're radiant, you're giving off this love and energy. Why wouldn't the universe want to feed that back into you? Because we are always mirrors and reflections. We're mirrors of the universe, reflections of each other. So if you're in a good mood, I feel like you are more keen to run into people that are also in another level. And I know they say opposites attract, but also birds of a feather do flock together. See, that's the paradox of life, the paradox of all these little sayings people say. And I mean, it is scientific. Opposites do attract. That is fact. But also, things that are like minded, people that have the same interests, they tend to hang together also. So that could be an energy also. Certain wavelengths are attracted to other wavelengths because they feel whole, they feel complete with each other. And I am kind of stirring off here, but there's a message in that. There is a message. If you pick up the wavelength, what we talking about, you get what I'm talking about. But just to get back on track, the power of having a choice. Always remember you have a choice. Say you wake up, you get a bad phone call, you can choose to let that phone call ruin your whole day, or just feel how you feel in that moment, because it is okay to be upset. That's not, so when I say negative, I'm not saying be upset, but it becomes a negative thing when it's a pattern. It's okay to be upset, but if you're stuck in that anger and you're not thinking of any ways to heal, to find joy, at that point it is negative because it is slowing down your vibrations. Your body, your mind, body, and soul is no longer in unity. That's therefore it's making your vibration slow down, which is making you have a not negative experience, but I want to say not the best experience you could be having, because you are not giving, you're not living in that energy. So how would that energy go through you? If our body is a vessel, okay, let's see. You know how they say our reality is a projection of our mind? No, our mind. Wait, what is it? Life is a projection of our mind, or something like that. If you're having all these negative thoughts in your mind, then of course, if we're thinking in that term, then of course your life is going to have negative experiences if your mind is already in a negative space. So you really have to fight through that. I'm not going to say fight through that. I believe you flow through it. Take the time to learn yourself, learn your triggers. And since you know yourself, you're going to be able to choose, okay, I know how to make myself feel better. So why, in any case, learn yourself, allow your body and your heart to be your home. Your body and your heart to be your home. Of course, your soul is your home. But I'm saying, like, yeah, I'm talking for a long time. I'm just talking. But that's what I'm able to do. I'm able to talk. But yes, allow yourself to feel safe enough that you can make mistakes, because you can always know, okay, I'm the creator. I have the power. I have the choice to change my life, and that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, sometimes I might get off track, but I'm going to get right back on the track. Okay, my mind is sporadic, and I'm learning to love that. I'm not going to cut it out. It is great. It is great. It is grand. Everything doesn't have to be so systematic. What happens with things being asymmetrical? Bright colors. Everything don't have to be in a straight line. But remember that you have the choice. Remember the power of having a choice and choose to approach things with an open mind. Be expansive, be flexible. Be expansive, be flexible. Allow yourself to be light. What does that mean? I'm getting to that in the next video. I think what is being light mean? What is having a high frequency? I think that's gonna be our next topic. But for right now, remember you have an option. You have the power to choose. Choose to manifest a life of greatness for yourself and your lineage. Choose to approach chaotic situations with peace and choose love. Same up above. I love y'all.